This, every once in a while, as an agent, you get to work on a unique project. This happens to be one of the more unique projects that I've had to deal with in the last while. You know, not to understate selling a house, for example, or condo, or helping people buy, but when you get into dealing with severances and townships and municipalities and all the complexity attached to sensitive lands and whatnot, it's an interesting meandering that takes place, and you need to know how to. I wish this guy would be quiet. I don't know if you can hear him, man, but does he not realize that we're filming right now? I don't know what's going on here. Right on, Big Daddy. Just as an FYI, CFB Borden, the Canadian Forces Base Borden, is on the other side of that lot. And you see what he has in the back of his dump truck there? Are railroad ties. Unused railroad tracks are pulled up, and then they use them as community walking trails. So that's exactly what they're doing there. If you take a look, all of those bits of, not bits, but big railroad ties are from what they picked up using those machines along the way. So this property is in fact at the edge of town. So things like sewers run along here. In a rural setting, you typically wouldn't have city sewers. You also have city water, municipal water here along. You also have natural gas, and which leads one to think that any utility that would put that type of investment into laying those pipes and delivering those services would anticipate future development. So sometimes, you know, you can look for opportunities based on the behavior of townships or municipalities, because they have intentions sometimes that aren't known publicly, and if you just know what to look for and spot those things, you can make some very intelligent decisions, which these folks have. So this property, as I was mentioning earlier, happens to be, was in, you know, a rural end. It's at the end of a cul-de-sac backing onto the base, and they had a large piece of land, and what they did was they severed the land. But it's not just so easy as to say, hey, I want 2 pieces of land severed off of my property. You have to submit applications. There have to be all sorts of studies done. The Nottawasaga Valley Conservation, which was one of the governmental bodies that we had to go through in order to get permission, which was a long drawn out process. This has been going on 3 years for the homeowners, from the moment they put in the application to the moment that they got their double thumbs up, right? And that now, what's going to be retained is about an acre. I think it's about an acre 2 or 3, 1.2 or 1.3 acres that are left after these 2 pieces are taken off. If in the future, and I'm not saying that this will happen, but if the gentleman that bought this ends up what we call redeveloping the land at a later date, number one, they have sewers, so septics aren't required. They have city water here, so wells aren't required. They can use natural gas in order to heat the homes instead of electric baseboard or anything else like that. And so it's a really interesting series of circumstances and how it's being divided that may give an opportunity for the person who's just bought it to do something even greater with it. So this is the water main, or the water shutoff, I should say, that is from the city. And then when you come over here, this is always a good sign. You know, you're not going to have a fire hydrant without municipal water, right? When you're severing land and getting surveys done and things of this nature, you have to identify where underground buried cables are, so when people start digging, you're not going to disturb or disrupt anybody's electrical service, water service, sewer service, things of that nature. We've had to have a fair number of people, industries, companies, governmental agencies involved in this. We've had to have consultants for the severance. It's really a complex situation. I mean, it's not fast by any stretch, but it's very rewarding to be able to help somebody satisfy their hopes, dreams, and desires of their property, regardless of the length of time it takes to get it done.
One thing I want to point out, it's very impressive that you even have the ability to communicate and get in touch with these people and facilitate this division of land, right? The ability for you to be able to do that really speaks to your experience and knowledge.
Thanks, Ben. I mean, 40 years later in the business, right? Yeah, I know I've been using oil of delay, so you might not be able to tell that I've been...
You love delay?
Delay, you know, man. Experience matters, right? It counts. And I've helped personally over 2,000 families across that 40-year period. So not to say I've never learned something new, or I don't learn things new today, because things change and they're evolving, but it is comforting for me when somebody says, hey, can you take on this challenge? And I can say, yes, I can, confidently and comfortably, because I've had the long runway in terms of my career. I've been exposed to a lot of professionals that help guide me through the process if I'm unfamiliar. The network of people that we have available to us really is quite extensive, and they're all functioning at a high level. These aren't, stone skimming type people. They are very narrow in their trade, but they go very deep, right? And that's what you need from a professional. You don't want somebody who is a jack of all trades guiding you on complex situations that could potentially have some far-reaching consequences if not done properly. So it's, thank you for saying that, but it's very important, I think, when choosing a realtor to help you, that they have the experience that's commensurate with the work that you want them to get done. At the end of the day, I think it's super important that I acknowledge the faith and trust that our clients have put in us, because this is a very complex situation that they had to navigate and manage and deal with. And it doesn't escape me that there is a weight that we have to carry to ensure that our clients are well taken care of from beginning to end. And fortunately, we've been able to surround ourselves as a team with professionals that have helped guide us through this process. So if at any point in time you have any interest in either buying, selling, investing, redeveloping land, or just having a conversation generally speaking about the market, feel free to reach out. We're here to help, not hound. Take good care, and bye for now.